Happy Monday, everyone. This is Martha with Nature Niche, and this week I am so excited to share with you the butterfly count out at Chippewa Nature Center. And I'm here with Michelle Fournier, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about this event.
Yeah, so Michelle Fournier, School and Public Program Director here at the Nature Center, but also a naturalist. And so we have a citizen science project going on here, our butterfly count, which is actually, it's at the Nature Center and surrounding area, but it's actually part of the North American Butterfly Association. And so they have different counts across actually North America that people can participate in. But it's all about getting outside, looking and catching butterflies for citizen science to find out more about our butterflies, their population, their range, how the populations are changing with climate disturbances too. So we record kind of when prescribed burns happen, or if there's other different things with habitat going on. So, and we do it every single year. So this is typically happens around 4th of July. So for the next count, if people are interested in participating, you need no butterfly experience. We train you, we provide nets, and we'll go out there and help point out the butterflies, and people can help us catch them actually is the trickiest part.
There's a lot of technique and practice needed, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the more people we get catching, the more we can identify. So we provide all that. And then some people decide to come back year after year and help us out. But it's typically around the Saturday after 4th of July.
Okay, and probably that NABA website to find a circle
near
you?
The NABA North American Butterfly Association has different count circles near you. So even if you're somewhere outside of Michigan, that you can look up on the map and find there's actually contact information that you can reach out to those people and get involved in the counts. And they also have counts not just during 4th of July, but they have some other ones too. CNC, we only do the 4th of July one.
Okay, good to know, but it's a great way to get out in the field with people who love all sorts of nature, and we see lots of cool things besides butterflies, so I'm excited to share some of our findings this year.
During the 34th annual CNC butterfly count this year, we saw a lot of great spangled fritillaries. Their host plant is violets, different species of violets, as well as the Aphrodite fritillary, which also uses different species of violets for its larval host. So slightly different colors, but if you see rather large, pretty orangey butterflies flying fast, but no black or white, it's likely a fritillary rather than a monarch. We also saw a lot of little woodland edge butterflies. This is the littlewood satyr. They have a low bobbing flight and can often be found along woodland edges, sort of between that woodland interior and little clearings. And the adults feed on sap flows, animal dung, rotting fungi, and fermenting fruit, but they don't really visit flowers. And there's the underside view with the 4 main spots, and then there's the top view. Another little bit larger and darker woodland edge butterfly that we saw a fair amount of are the common wood nymph. And they, like the littlewood satyr, use grasses as their larval host plants and are often found on in open areas right adjacent to woodlands. And this one was puddling in some somewhat moist ground in a fairly wet area along a woodland edge. The adults of this species will visit flowers as well as drink sap flows on trees and fermenting fruit. And this species has different color morphs, and you might be able to find kind of both morphs in the same area. So it's good to look at a butterfly guide on this one and make sure you understand the whole range and coloration and number of spots that this butterfly can have. And here's my friend Rita. She managed to get a net on one of these, and you can see up close this one does have the multiple eye spots on the hind wing. as well as the 2 large eye spots on the forewing. So here's an example of what you can expect to walk through and look at on the butterfly count. This is a field out on your way into Nature Center property, their main driveway. And Michelle had spotted a sulfur and wanted to get a closer look at it. So that's some very good swiping. She was very persistent and was finally able to get it in her net so we could have a closer look. So retrieving the butterflies out of the net is a delicate task, and but definitely helps to be able to identify things to species. So this was an orange sulfur. Orange sulfurs were originally a western species, and their larval host plants include alfalfa in particular, clovers, and other leguminous plants. But as the use of alfalfa increased through the 1900s, it basically spread across the continent. And this was a Delaware skipper. And the skippers, they like to dive. They're very fast, often associated with grassy habitats. This species likes moist, grassy, damp meadows and marshes. And its larval host plants include our native blue stems and switchgrass. So it helps if we can net them. We get them in these observing jars or containers, and we can take a closer look, have them open their wings. That is another skipper, northern broken dash. So the skippers, they can be hard to catch and hard to identify. We spent a fair amount of time looking these over. The key to this particular species is that light yellow. I think it looks like an E or a backwards 3. Their larval host plants include various kinds of grasses. This chocolatey brown unmarked skipper is dun skipper, and its larval host plants include various kinds of our native sedges. And then this more robust skipper, much larger than some of the other ones we encountered, is the silver spotted skipper, named for that bright white silvery patch on its hind wing. And we saw this one nectaring on some bee balm. And larval hosts for this species include things in the pea family. So black locust, honey locust, indigos, bush clover, those types of species. And you can see here, this is my Butterflies of Indiana field guide, and they have nice drawings with key characteristics pointed out. One of the things I love about the butterfly count is you never know what you're going to find. I had a hen wild turkey fly up and scare me, but I was able to see her nest with 9 eggs. We also got to see Michigan lily in bloom. And my friend Rita found a really cool large moth. This, we figured out, is a Pandora sphinx moth. Its wingspan is over 3 inches, up to 4.5 inches. It's more of an evening flyer, and its larval host plants include grape and Virginia creeper. And even though we don't report moth findings, we did see some neat things. This is Henry's marsh moth, and its larval host plants, it's more of a generalist, so it'll eat grasses, different forbs, and other low-growing woody plant species. But what a neat-looking caterpillar. Another thing I love about the butterfly count is getting to see different native vegetation in bloom. This is our native butterfly milkweed with the bright orange flowers. We also saw swamp milkweed in bloom, and there you can see a 5th instar monarch caterpillar on one of those middle leaves. There's a closer look at it. We were excited to see monarchs. There haven't been a lot of them this year. Here's another 5th instar monarch caterpillar on common milkweed. And then a look at a 4th instar. This one was very pale. I don't know if it was getting ready to shed or had just shed its skin. A little bit different looking than the others, but again on common milkweed. And then can you see this 3rd instar monarch caterpillar? There it is. So we look for signs of browsing, bites out of leaves, looking for frass, and we found this little one on common milkweed down by the wetlands area. So good to see different ages of the monarchs. And it takes practice finding them as an egg or these early instars. We were also lucky enough to see a couple of adult monarchs. This is a fairly worn adult female. I hope that you are able to get out and join a butterfly count of your own.